knee, knee, knee.
Where are you?
That.
Yeah. Okay, can spell it.
K-N-E-E.
Okay. Okay. But she was only about as tall as Jonathan's
Knee. Jason's cheeks began
cheeks. Okay. Began
to burn as she realized that she was staring.
So, okay, look at something. Okay, staring, gaze.
Staring. Oh, hi. Sorry. Well, hello. J7. Smiled, but her smile seemed a little founded for face. Forced.
Okay, unnatural. Okay.
Her cheeks looked fuzzy, but
flushed, red. Okay, flushed. Okay, flushed. Her face turned red. Flushed. Yeah, look. Face turned red. Flushed. What's this?
Here. Knee.
Show your knees. Yeah, knee. Flushed. Okay.
Flushed.
Okay, flushed.
Adjective. Red because of
heat or emotion. Okay, red, face turned red.
Her flushed face.
Okay. Okay, flushed. Okay.
Pink.
Okay, pink. Yeah. Pinkish. Okay. Jason smiled, but her smile seemed a little forced. Her cheeks
looked flushed like Jason's was J7. Embarrassed. Also, Dad.
Crotch. Okay. Yeah, crotch like that. Okay, crotch down. Okay, what's this?
Flushed.
Yeah.
Flushed.
Adjective. A flushed face.
Okay, a red face. Crunch.
Crouch.
Okay, spell.
C-R-O-U-C-H. Crouch. Verb.
Yeah, like that. Crunch. It's crunch. Okay. Dad
crouched down. J7, welcome to Earth. We are so happy that you are here. Thanks, J7 said. I am I will.
I
I
have.
have been looking forward to meeting you, your friend, family. We have been looking forward to meeting you too, Jason.
Jennifer.
Jason said,
Jennifer. Okay.
said her voice speak,
Squeaking.
squeaky,
Okay. I need a high pitched voice. Okay. Squeaked.
squeaked,
Squeaking.
squeaky a little. Well, you must be tired from your night journey, said Dad. Dad said, let's go get your home. You home.
Okay.
Why does Jason stare and act strange when she meets J7?
Jennifer.
Jason does not like the way Dad is
Acting.
acting. Janice is surprised that J7 is so small. Jason
Jennifer.
is very shy, but about meeting new people, Jessa has decided she doesn't not like J7.
Okay. Which one?
This one.
Okay.
Submit.
Okay.
要写的啊。
No, not yet. We're not done yet. Okay. Science. Okay, let's do this one. Okay. Okay. What's this for? Really realistic fiction. Okay. Let's watch this one.
Have you ever read a fictional story that feels like it could actually happen in real life? It doesn't take place in a fantasy or fairy tale world. Instead, it's set somewhere in the real world. You also won't find any characters with wings or magical powers. Characters in realistic fiction seem like real people that readers can relate to. Today, we're going to read a realistic fiction story for ourselves. Along the way, we'll pause to check our understanding. Let's get started. Here's where our story begins. Nina
Gotcha.
paused at the fence, staring at the large chestnut horse standing in the middle of the corral. Come meet Prince, her instructor Zoe called, waving her over. He's very gentle. Nina hesitated, then opened the gate. She walked slowly over, fidgeting with the straps of her helmet as she went. Zoe greeted her with an encouraging smile and helped her up into the saddle. Sit up straight and relax your shoulders, she instructed. Good posture helps you stay balanced and lets Prince know you're in control. Oh, interesting. It looks like this story is about a character who's taking a horseback riding lesson. That's something that can happen in real life, right? Definitely. So that makes this story realistic fiction. Now, let's take a closer look at our main character, Nina. How do you think she feels about riding a horse? Well, the text doesn't tell us exactly how she feels, so we'll have to make an inference or a guess based on details in the text to figure it out. Let's start here. Nina pauses at the fence and then hesitates before opening the gate. And here, Nina walks slowly towards the horse and is fidgeting with the straps of her helmet. These are things someone might do when they're worried or nervous. Finally, we see that Zoe gives Nina an encouraging smile. This makes me think Zoe can tell Nina isn't feeling very confident and wants to make her feel more comfortable. So, based on all these clues, we can infer that Nina is feeling nervous and worried about riding a horse. Next, while we were reading, I came across a word I wasn't very familiar with: posture. I've heard it before, but I'm not exactly sure what it means. Let's see if we can use context clues or hints in the text to help us figure it out. Well, here, just before the word is used, Zoe tells Nina how to position her back and shoulders when sitting on the horse. She then goes on to say that this will help her stay balanced. So that makes me think that posture is the way you hold your body when you sit, stand, or move. All right, let's keep reading. When Zoe gave the signal, Prince began to move. Nina gasped, bouncing roughly on his back. She gripped tightly with her legs so she wouldn't lose her balance. Try to keep your body relaxed, Zoe called. Prince can feel that you're nervous. Nina took a deep breath and tried to relax her muscles. After a few minutes, Zoe shouted, "Good! Now let's try a trot." She jogged over and gave the horse a pat. Prince increased his speed, and Nina stiffened again. All right, let's pause and reflect on what's happening. I made another inference while reading. I think this is likely Nina's first time riding a horse. Are there any details in this part of the text that support my inference? How about Nina's reaction to Prince moving for the first time? She gasps, bounces roughly on his back, and grips her legs tightly around him. Also, later on, Nina stiffens again when Prince begins to trot. She seems to be surprised by how it feels to ride a horse and a bit uncomfortable in the saddle. These details support our inference. Let's see what happens next. It took Nina a moment to find the rhythm, but soon she felt more steady. "I'm doing it," she called out. Zoe laughed. "You're a natural. Let's take him around the field." Nina focused on staying balanced in the saddle as Prince trotted along. Before she knew it, the hour was up. Nina guided Prince over to where Zoe was waiting. Zoe reached up to help Nina off the saddle, but Nina said, "It's okay, I've got it." She hopped down as if she'd been riding all her life. Wow, look at Nina go. It seems like she has changed a lot since the story began. Remember how nervous and worried she was about riding a horse at the beginning? But here at the end of the story, she seems to feel differently, doesn't she? She says, "I'm doing it," while she's trotting with Prince, and "It's okay, I've got it," when Zoe offers to help her down. These details show that Nina is much more sure of herself now than she was at the beginning. And look at the picture. She has a big smile on her face. That's a clue that she's feeling much happier and more confident after the lesson. Great! I'm so glad this turned out to be a good experience for Nina. Remember, realistic fiction stories like this one show characters in real-life settings and situations, experiencing emotions that everyone can relate to, like feeling nervous when stepping out of your comfort zone or feeling proud when you learn a new skill. So the next time you read a realistic fiction story, get ready to discover characters who might be just like you.
Okay. What? She the
Sam's.
Sam's
Found.
found
Okay. Sammy's.
Sammy's
I should have pronounced it Sammy's. Okay, we gotta be connected.
How to pronounce Sammy.
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 Okay, what's that?
Sammy.
Okay.
Sammy's class was planning
Planning.
planning
Okay, I think we